For those of you who know me, thank you so much for tuning back. For those of you who don't, my name's Toby. I'm 16. I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to do the SMMA business model. So my ultimate goal is to just document my journey and just go through how I become from nothing to something, I guess. But anyway, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I'm still young. I'm still in high school. I'm sick of wasting time. I have an absolute love for the game, like a burning passion. I just love the whole sales game. I love everything about it. Marketing. Bro. I just love it, right? And I'm sick of wasting time. I'm sick of being in school, just doing something that I don't like. Like I just want to do something that I love, you know. And I just love sales. So I'm like, you know what? The only way I can get out of this is if I just become successful and just be able to do sales and stuff instead of sitting in a classroom. So I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of time being wasted. I'm just gonna get straight into it, and I'm just gonna jump and just do as much as possible while I can. So, also a little bit about my past. I had a few businesses in the past when I was young. I started my first business at 12, and I was doing custom keyboards. That went all right. Sold a few units, but aside from that, uh, nothing else in particular. I have a business now, which is a window washing business, and that's doing pretty well. But it's just doesn't have enough leverage for me. I prefer online business models, hence why I'm getting into this. So yeah, I've already started. I've done a few things, but anyway, without further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into what I've already recorded because I had to re-record the intro because I yapped too much. But which I tend to do that by the way. So just excuse this. I'm just gonna be 100% authentic and just provide as much value as possible. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna jump into the Notion. So see you there. So as you can see here, we have the Notion up on the screen now, and I'm going to be going through just writing down a few different things. There'll be a few sections. If you go to the bottom of the video where they are, where you can skip along the video, there'll be 4 different sections. The first one's introducing myself, right? The second one is using Notion to write down a step-by-step plan. The third is talk about my goals with social media and how I want to make a difference in the young entrepreneur world. And the last one is just outro. So I have got a little doc up here on the side with a few points that I'm going to cover. So if I'm a bit rusty through transitioning, just understand like it's the first proper sit down video. I've never really done this in my life before properly. So anyway, yep. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna write down a plan, right, essentially, and I'm gonna put it publicly available because, like I said, I want to start documenting my journey, right? I've already done a bit of work on my SMMA, but I thought, you know what? The best thing I can do now is before I have any clients, any results, anything at all, is just to put this all out on the internet and be as transparent as possible. So I'm gonna write down my action steps and I'm gonna tell you what I have done and what I haven't done and what I need to do and where this will go from now. But yeah, so let me just start writing this down. So first off, I have done first thing I've done is so I've already got my business model. My business model is the SMMA model. It's a pretty standard model, and the reason why I went with this model is because it's a proven thing. It works, and I have experience with it in the past. I tried to start an agency before in alteration boutiques, which was a very very interesting niche that I chose myself. Um, did not find any success with that at all. I did cold calls, and this was when I was about 14, 15 ish. 14. Yeah, it was probably around 14, 15, early 15 maybe. So like last year sometime. Yeah, it would have been 14. So yeah, I was 14 years old. I was cold calling. I was trying to do that, but I had the complete wrong niche. I had no good offer. I had, yeah, it was just sloppy. I didn't really know what I was doing. I chose a high barrier to entry, not necessarily high barrier to entry, but more it's to make it in SMMA, you need to have a decent sized skill set. So I didn't have the time to really reflect and refine those skills, but I've now gone through, and what I spent the last year really doing was just going through developing myself as a salesperson. So I scrapped the whole SMMA idea for then, and I was like, you know what? The best thing I can do is just improve myself. So I read a bunch of books by like Alex Hormozy and just try to sort of guide myself on a better path. So I've learned some sales skills. I worked a sales job for a bit, and I was like, okay, I'm getting confident with this, and then I did a few certificate courses in marketing. So I started to get really confident with it. I'm like, you know what, I can actually do this now. So that's when I got the idea. Okay, let's start this back up and let's do it. So I'm like, now I'm ready, right? I feel ready. I've got developed developed skills in the sales industry. I've developed my sales skills. I've really just overall improved myself. I've refined my lifestyle as well, so I'm a bit more, you know, ready mentally. Um, and I've just been like, you know what? Screw it. It's either now or I spend the next couple of years doing something that I really don't want to do, which is school. And I was like, you know, I just got to get into it now. So, yeah, leads to this video. But anyway, let's get on to the next step, which is to. So, I've already done a bit of this as well. I've built my core systems already. They're pretty much done. I've got like a website and everything, which I will go through in another video. If you guys want to see that, drop a comment. And I've also developed my offer as well. That was the first thing I did. The first thing I did was like, okay, roofing. All right, did a bit of research in the roofing industry, and I thought, okay, what's the best thing I can do right this second? Create a good offer. So I've already got my offer. I've already got that, but I will go through those in different videos to show you how I did that, so that you guys have like a clear view on that. But yeah, that's something that is extremely important, having a very good offer and just having core systems, because you can't just jump on calls not knowing what you're doing and not knowing what you're pitching. Um, and I've already gone through and developed a few different ads to experiment and see. Like I haven't ran any of those ads, but I've gone through. I've seen, okay, like what would the budget be that would deliver me the best results. I've looked at other people. I've got involved in a few different communities where I have people mentoring me, etc. So I have a very good understanding, by the way, which are free, so you can join that. Except I did just join Project Handcar, but that's for a different thing. That's for social media. It's nothing to do with SMMA. So as of now, at least, they haven't developed anything yet. Hopefully, they will. If they're watching this video right now, that'd be sick. But yeah, no. So yeah, definitely that's extremely important, building core office systems and just getting it off the ground. And then I've developed my USP as well. So if you don't know what a USP is, it's a unique selling point. And essentially what my USP is, which makes me unique, um, plus USP, which is. So essentially what I do with my USP is I put an A to Z system in of sales. So essentially what I do is I get the customer, and I get the customer via, like, social media marketing, right? And then I get them from A to Z all the way through to the end where they're ready to book a quote in, right? So that's a very easy thing to sell, and it takes off so much responsibility from the client, because if you're relying on the client to deliver the results themselves, there's going to be a bit of a gray area of like, okay, whose fault is it? Like, was it my fault for not getting them good quality leads, or was it their fault because they just couldn't sell? So definitely getting them from A to Z, the customer journey from A to Z is definitely great. So that's a wholesale system implementation, which is what I'm kind of doing. I'm developing a whole system and putting it in their business to streamline their sales systems. So all they have to do is go out to the quotes. That's it, and do the work, obviously. But yeah, that's a very valuable thing, I believe, that makes my business a great, because it's good USP to have. But yeah, so that's what that's my USP, essentially. Okay, so the next part is getting into the trenches and doing the cold calls. Now, I've actually haven't done too much of that so far. That's the main part I want to document. I have a few different videos I've already taken of me doing cold calls, and I have managed to book in client calls before, but unfortunately I wasn't really thinking straight, and I booked them in for a time that I couldn't do because I'm still at school, so it really cuts down the options. But that's not going to be my excuse. I'm still going to put in the volume, put in the calls, because no excuses, right? Just get them done. But yeah, no, I'm I'm really excited for the next part, which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be doing some cold calls later today, and I'll be recording that. So let me know if you want me to drop that as well. And I also want to work on building a community that you guys can join, and we can build together and work together, because that is something extremely valuable. But yeah, no. So getting into the trenches and doing the cold calls, extremely important next step, and that's the step that you have to do if you want to succeed. Because without that, yeah, you're not going to succeed. There's no succeeding. Okay, so the next step would be to prepare for the meeting and just give them straight value and just close them. Me, myself, I'm an extremely, I love to be authentic. I stay true to myself. That's my whole goal, is to not be all fluffy and say, oh, I can do this, do that for you. No, I'm just going to be the person who gets straight to the point. Okay, this is what I offer. This is what I can do for you. This is how I'll achieve those results. If I don't achieve those results, you get a refund. Done. Because I hate those people who just try and do all these sneaky tactics. I mean, obviously, there's a few things you have to do to try and keep them interested so you can show them the value. But as long as you're not scamming them and staying true to yourself, I believe it's a good thing. So that's what I'm going to be working on, right? Whenever I prepare for a meeting, I'm just going to be, okay, how can I provide the most amount of value and solve this customer's issue, right? So that's what you got to think. How can I solve their issues? What can I do to provide them the most amount of value? And how can I stay true and authentic so I don't, ruin my reputation or ruin their business if I do something wrong, right? And don't promise them, don't offer them what I'm actually going to offer them. Like, you got to stay legit to yourself. So that's definitely something that is extremely important to me. As you could probably tell, I got very passionate. But yeah, no, definitely. And then obviously next part of that is closing the client after you provide them the value. They're interested in the service, close the client and get them, under your wing. And then do like the onboarding call. So you want to do another call to onboard them. Anyway, we'll get into that. I'm just going to do a quick list. I'm not going to go too in depth because we don't have too much time. But yeah, I'm going to make different parts of different things. So I'm going to be like, okay, first video, cold calls, boom. How I'm going to do my cold calls, how many clients I got from doing those cold calls, etc. Then the second part, sorry, not clients, booked meetings, right? And then the second part will be about preparing for the booked meetings, right? And then I might, depending on how much that takes, I might include that in the booked meetings and record the booked meetings and do that as well and see how many I can close and show you guys how I closed and what tactics I did and what I did wrong, what I did right, etc. I can't really speak right now. But yeah, so what I did wrong, what I did right, how I could have done that better, how I could have done this, whatever. And so yeah, then I want to get on to the next part, which will be, okay, setting up the systems, right? Of like when I actually onboard them, giving them the onboarding call. Okay, how do I set up the Facebook stuff? Just go extremely in depth, be 100% authentic, offer as much value as possible. So subscribe for that. But yeah, no. So that's the goal, just to get in there, deliver the results, and then be as authentic as possible. Show them, okay, I'm gonna set up the Facebook ads like this, and yeah. So that's definitely something that's extremely important. But yeah, so stay tuned for those videos because they'll be very, very value driven videos. I want to cut the BS and I just want to get straight to the value. Okay. Also, sorry for the background noise. I have a few people in my house. It's not even. I'm still living with my parents, man. So yeah, just I'm gonna be getting out of my bedroom soon. Hopefully, there's like a downstairs area. I'm gonna turn it into a bit of a studio. But for now, you're just gonna have to deal with like the background noises of my life. So yeah, adds to the authenticity. All right, let's go. Next step. Okay, so this would be to prepare. Oh no, I'm just gonna put deliver results. So this is purely about just getting to the results. Like, this is like, okay, how can I set up the ads? Setting up the ads, delivering the results. Okay, what could I have done better for the ads, etc. I'm not going to go too much into it. But yeah, deliver results, extremely important. Obviously, the most important part of the service because that's why they're buying the service. So get them good results, make them feel happy, then sixth step, customer satisfaction. I can't satisfaction. Get testimonials. Okay, so make sure the customer is satisfied, then get your testimonials. Testimonials are key. I would rather get testimonials and not earn a dime than earn $1,000 and not get any testimonials, because guess what? Testimonials will make it extremely easy to sell the next client. So that's something that's extremely important, especially when you're just starting off. Focus on getting good results, customer satisfaction, and getting the testimonials over money. So if that means you need to be like, okay, I'll do this client for free to get this, that, etc. Very good. But yeah, so that's definitely a big step. And then repeat. That's all I've got for now. Let me scroll down a bit. You can't see that. But yeah, repeat. That's extremely important. Making sure that you just, volume. And when you get one client, you don't just be like, okay, I've got a client now, I can relax and not do outreach. And no, that stuff still matters a lot. So yeah, that so far, that's sort of the general sort of overview of the plan. I mean, obviously, that's not in depth at all compared to what it will be. So my whole goal is to just mainly provide a very good, truthful look into the space and how to achieve the results and how long it will take to achieve the results. Because I know a lot of these gurus make it look easy, either because they're just that skilled that they make it look easy, right? Or that they are maliciously trying to make it look easy so people will be like, okay, I can do this, and not set realistic expectations and try and sell them into buying a course. But, I hope that's not the case with many. I feel like a lot of them actually do have true intent and have just that good of a skill set that it is easy to them because they've been doing it for years. So my whole goal is, as a newbie, to document my process, upload it, so that you guys can see, okay, it's not that easy. But guess what? It's okay because you can still do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. That's the whole point. It's achievable, right? It takes time. It's difficult, right? I'll run into a lot of roadblocks, right? But it is doable, right? So definitely that is the main goal for the entire thing. I also want to just be someone, who can say like, okay, like I have a condition with my hands, if you can't see, right? And I feel like a lot of people would use this as an excuse. I'm not saying everyone, by the way. Like, there are some absolute guns out there with the conditions where they're missing whole limbs off their arms and stuff. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to say like, oh, okay, like blah blah blah, like whatever. Like, I'm just trying to say, like, some people use this as an excuse, right? Some people want to sit off government money for the rest of their lives, trying to be like, oh well, I can't really work well with it, so I have to get assistant pay or whatever. So anyway, too controversial. I'm not trying to get into that right now. But essentially, what I want to do is I just want to say to you, okay, look, right, you can do that. You can live a sad life, right? Not be true to yourself and not say, okay, I can work hard. Or you can get up and you can say, okay, look, right, I can do this, right? Because unfortunately, I know that there's some things that, like, some conditions that really, really will hold people back and just not allow you to do anything at all. And for that, I'm extremely sorry. Like, if you're one of those people, right, still try your best on a day-to-day basis, but I also understand, like, that some people just genuinely can't. But for the people who can, like me, right, for example, just because I have these doesn't mean I'm not capable, right? So for the people like me, I mean, just look at my past gym videos, right? For the people like me, right, who are out there but they don't want to work, like, shame on you. Sorry, shame on you for trying to use that as something that disables you from doing stuff, because you're perfectly able to. Some of you, right? Not all of you. Some of you, right? So I just want to be someone out there who's like, okay, look, you can follow me, right? And look how I'm doing it, and then see, okay, there's no excuse. If I can do it, you can do it. That's the main goal. I mean, obviously, again, doesn't go for everyone, but yeah, I feel like that's definitely a big thing, that, like, there's not too many people in this space who, are like there's not enough in the space, essentially, of people who have differences. So I just want to be someone who's, like, authentic and provides that example, for people, and just be like, I can do it too, so you can. Trust me. I'm not that special. So yeah, I think really just trying to be out there, put myself out there, and just be someone who can, like, who others can look to and be like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. I feel like that's extremely important because everyone's extremely capable, especially in their own way as well. I feel like using that capability to the most of your potential is extremely important. Because at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed and you're looking at back of like who you could have been compared to who you are, that's going to be the scariest feeling of all. And I just want to be the person who filled their potential to the most I could, to so at least the point where I am dying, right? At least I can look back and I can be like, you know what? Like I can be like, okay, I really tried. I really tried to put this in. I really tried to put that effort, that and went the extra bounds, you know. And I also believe that doesn't have to be like, that doesn't have to mean like you're rich. I feel like that just means like with what you want to do in life, whether that be working a job or whatever, just a standard job, that's fine. Put that effort in and put the most amount of effort in that you can to that job, as long as you love it and you feel fulfilled. And at the end of your life, you're looking back on your life and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad I worked that job and I'm glad I put the effort in. But yeah, I feel like genuinely just putting myself out there and, you know, being someone who people can look to, just be like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. I feel like that's the main goal. I don't know how many. I'm just gonna stop yapping now, right? I'm gonna move on to the next point. Okay, the last part of this video is the outro, obviously, and I just want to ask you guys, what do you guys want to see from me? Like, what type of videos? How can I provide authentic insights? And I just want some advice as well. Like, I'm happy for people to throw as much advice as they want out there. I mean, obviously, I'll filter through it and say like, okay, this is what I find useful. This is what I don't find useful, and this is what I will implement. This is what I won't implement. Right, at my own discretion. But I'm definitely happy to hear it. As much advice as you want. Like, whatever you think, anything from extremely small to as good as possible, because at the end of the day, I believe in refinement, 1% improvements every single day, Kaizen. I might actually just go up there real quick. These are my values. These are my core values. Honestly, creativity and Kaizen. Like, I believe that these things are extremely important in business and in life in general. You got to be creative, and sometimes you got to be do something different and put yourself out there, and you got to be getting 1% better every single day, at least, right? And you're gonna be honest, because I truly believe in that. Anyway, I've already been through that. I'm not gonna go through it again. But yeah, definitely looking for advice. What um what else do you want to see from me? Because I can do some more gym videos if you guys want to see that. I can do some more value-based videos as well, like on this, if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, I would love to do some stuff. I would also want to build a community. So would you guys be interested in? Would you be interested in joining a community? So yeah, I'm happy to build a community as well. I'm not gonna spend the time yet. I want to just see what people say about it, and then when you guys want me to do that, I'll prepare a community. You guys can join, and yeah. Also, one more thing, please, 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 please go and follow my Instagram, at official Toby Dundas, and yeah, obviously subscribe to the YouTube. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm posting shorts like pretty much every day, showing my daily routines, etc. Posting some motivational content on there as well. So hey, if you guys want some more value, go over there. I'll also be providing some more value-based content, sort of getting my camera and putting it down and recording some videos, kind of like this, but just in quicker short-form content, just saying, okay, this is how you do this to a funnel, etc., or like how I implemented this into my sales system and it's skyrocketed, whatever. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry for the background noises, and again, first video, so I'm not expecting it to be crazy, but I think so far it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what I've done. And yeah, just let me know what you guys want me to do. Like, I'll drop some stuff and we can see what we'll get to, because yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of months ahead.